The importance of today's hearing should not be understated. We have gone some 13 months without any hearing anywhere in America, to my knowledge, on the impact of the proposed Republican tax reform on individual taxpayers. And there's a great deal that needs to be explored about that. We're about to leave in a few days until sometime after Labor Day, and in theory, we're about to have a tax reform bill that, as the chairman indicates, could have far-reaching implications for individual taxpayers. I believe we need a thorough consideration of it with a wide range of opinion. I'm disappointed that the testimony of Seth Hanlon from the Center for American Progress, like a witness that I offered last week, was rejected for this hearing. I think we need to be hearing more, not less. And Ms. Stout, I think your testimony is a good example of that. Just the issue of retirement. You are the first person to testify this year before this committee concerning retirement plans. We know that there are millions of our neighbors across America who do not have adequate savings for their retirement. And looking at how our tax code impacts that and what changes we need to make, I think is very important. You've offered valuable perspective, but we could devote one or more hearings just to exploring that question. And frankly, after looking at the Republican blueprint, I'm not sure exactly what is being proposed on retirement. And I think that there are many people within the industry and the financial services industry that aren't sure either and have voiced some concern about the changes that may be contemplated by the very vague language of that provision. I would say the reason to look at retirement plans is also it's a significant reason because of what we learn about the way these systems are working today. 60% of American households get 16% of the tax benefits today on retirement plans. And the 20% top income earners get 66% of the retirement tax incentive benefits. So we have a system in which many working families are not adequately prepared for retirement. They have only a Social Security check and modest savings and maybe some ownership interest, some equity in their home. And we need to look at retirement savings in terms of how we will reach out and support more, how we can, as you said, involve more small businesses in being able to offer plans for their owners and their employees, and how this measure affects those individuals is very important. Mr. Rodriguez, I would ask you to comment about some of the challenges working families have in saving for retirement and to comment on what the impact on working families would be if we adopt another huge Bush-type tax cut that's not paid for.
Thank you, Congressman, for the question. It's a big problem, certainly with low-income populations where retirement savings opportunities at work just aren't there. And as you said, it's absolutely right. The tax code incentivizes the most retirement savings for those already doing it. And I think we've got to find more ways to incentivize those at the lower end, those who are becoming more mobile, to be able to save for retirement. So moving around the incentives, and as you were saying, is going to be an important fix. It's part of the reason why we have such an enormous and growing wealth gap across the country, is because of the way that the tax code incentivizes savings primarily accruing at the top versus in other areas. Now, we do have some great concerns about Rothification. I think we should proceed with some caution on that as we look at the entirety of the package, in part because those could be exploding tax expenditures in the out years that really squeeze our budgets in ways that would make funding and revenue really inadequate for the things we care about.
Thank you. Thank you all.